making a mess all over their driveway. Who told you to do this?
They asked for help. They can't clean this truck themselves anymore.
Officer, look at this mess. He's spraying chemicals everywhere. Ma'am, yelling won't help. Let me hear what actually happened.
I didn't break any law when I pulled the hose across that quiet driveway and started washing the thick road grime off the dark green Chevrolet Silverado Duramax sitting there. But the way the woman across the street marched over you would have thought I was committing some serious violation. The truck looked rough at first glance. Dust baked into the paint, streaks of mud sprayed along the doors, scratches layered over the panels like the marks of a long life lived outside. But that truck wasn't neglected. It was simply tired, the same way its owners were. It belonged to Robert and Elaine Carter, both in their late 70s, a couple who spent most of their lives working harder than most people on this street ever will. Robert worked nearly 40 years as a long-haul truck driver hauling construction materials across state lines, leaving home before sunrise and returning long after dark, while Elaine worked part-time in a small grocery store to help keep the bills paid. That Silverado was the truck Robert bought after his final year on the road, the first vehicle he ever owned outright without a bank loan attached to it. Over the years, it carried toolboxes, lumber, groceries, and eventually medical equipment when Robert's back started failing him. These days, the truck mostly sits in the driveway not because they stopped caring. Yeah, but because arthritis in Robert's hands makes it hard to hold a sponge and Elaine's breathing problems make bending over almost impossible. Still, that truck is their lifeline. It is how they reach the pharmacy 15 minutes away, how they get to Robert's physical therapy twice a week, and how Elaine makes it to the cardiologist who monitors the medication that keeps her heart steady. When I began rinsing away the layers of dirt, revealing the deep green paint underneath, the woman from 2 houses down stormed over saying the truck looked abandoned and that washing vehicles like this might violate neighborhood rules. She said runoff water and grime could damage property standards and claimed she had already called the police about an unlicensed car wash. A few minutes later, a female officer pulled up and stepped onto the driveway, calm and observant. She asked who owned the truck. Now Robert straightened as much as his back would allow and rested his hand on the door panel before saying quietly that it was registered, insured, and the only vehicle that still carried his wife to her doctor. The officer checked the plates, looked over the truck, and calmly explained that helping someone clean their legally owned vehicle on private property was not a crime, and there was no ordinance being broken. The neighbor grew quiet after that, but the tension lingered in the air as the water kept running down the driveway, washing away years of dirt from a truck that had already carried a lifetime of work. By the time the grime was gone, the Silverado didn't look new, but it looked respected, the same way the man who drove it across half this country once deserved to be. The real question is this: when someone has worked their entire life to own something outright, should they be shamed for needing a little help to take care of it? Or should a community show the same respect that truck earned over decades of honest labor? If you believe dignity and a lifetime of work still matter more than appearances, like this video, share it, and tell me in the comments where you stand.